Hello, everybody. Welcome to Macanoo Plays, live on Macanoo 117 over on the Purple app. I don't know why I say that. This isn't TikTok. Live over on Twitch. We stream on Twitch, we record it, we bring it over here to YouTube for you guys because you guys don't seem to see it otherwise. We are going to be continuing Epic the Musical, finishing off the Vengeance Saga with Get in the Water and 600 Strike. I see Get in the Water absolutely becoming one of Quota's favorites, and I think he is probably going to be so thrilled with how 600 Strike goes. That being said, I don't think it's going to dethrone Thunderbringer for him.
We shall see.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and move to here. We're going to pull this up. This is done by Neil. I already said it earlier. She does amazing work. I had to get corrected. I did not realize that they went by she, her. I did not know. I was told in the comments, and I'm glad to correct it now. Unfortunately, to my knowledge, if I recall right, this one isn't complete. Last I heard that this isn't completed. I'm not positive. So if we have to watch the end through the default animation, we can do that. That's not a big deal. But yeah. Tao, your quote is, I would frick a meatball. I have no context on that. I have no context. I can't tell you why I said that, when I said that, or what I was playing when I said that.
Well, we can tell you when. It says December 2024.
So it wasn't even that
So
long
that's
ago. That's
only
the sad part.
Half a month ago. Half a year ago now.
Yeah, I don't know why I said that. I can't even begin to remember any sort of context on that one. Okay, let's do this.
There, I see it. The island I've been searching for. Home, I've reached it. My wife and son are past these shores. Holding on, I am almost there. My love, don't be scared.
I want to point out, I just realized what they did here. I didn't realize that they did this, but they used the ending of the last song to go into this for the animation's sake. That's smart. That is really smart on Neil's behalf. Because that is how the Chrysalis song ended, is what he's doing right now.
Right.
Hold on, I am on my way. I'll be there today.
God, Neil does a good job.
Penelope. What? No!
This is where Get in the Water starts.
There you are, coward.
Ooh, that's a good detail.
I've been waiting for this moment, for the perfect time to strike. When you're home so close and you've reached your coast, that's when our paths collide.
I want to point out, I've never found horses ominous in any way, shape, or form, but like the horse with the blue eyeball going over behind the boats is like horrifying. Great detail, but oh my god, that was a lot.
Lord.
I've got a reputation. I've got a name to uphold, so I can't go letting
Oh my god.
the world forgets I'm cold. Now get in the water. Get in the water.
So good.
Or I'll raise the tide so high, all of Ithaca will die. Get in the water. Wait. Get in the water. Stop this, please. I'll make tidal waves so profound, both your wife and your son will drown. No! Get in the water!
We're gonna pause it right there just for a moment. I always found the horses
Jesus
ominous
Christ.
ever since I learned Poseidon's myth. Ah. So, first and foremost, I love the cadence that this singer has for Poseidon in this song compared to Ruthlessness. Because Ruthlessness was kind of like what was that?
I do agree. I think this the way he like projects himself for this one, I actually kind of prefer over Ruthlessness.
In Ruthlessness, Poseidon is confident, cocky, and angry. In this one, you can feel it feels like his anger is mixed with pain. Like he is saying this, he's not trying to teach Odysseus a lesson. He just wants Odysseus to die. And it hits such a like deep part of my soul listening to it. But yeah, in a general sense, I think that this is a really, really good animatic of how they're trying to capture the like darker, like unsettling level of Poseidon's rage. It's not, I wouldn't go as far as to call it petty, but it is very ominous.
I don't know. I think petty seems all right.
I mean, most of the gods are petty, but yeah. All right.
Poseidon is pretty well for it.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead and there we go.
Don't mistake my threats for bluff. You have lived more than enough. Get in the water. Get in the water. I'll take your son and gouge his eyes. That is unless you choose to die. Get in the water. Aren't you tired, Poseidon? It's been 10 years. How long will this go? We're both hurting from losses, so why not?
I actually didn't notice that detail. What's he clutching at?
We're both hurting.
What is that? Is that supposed to like represent the
looks like
Cyclops?
It looks like an eye.
Yeah, that would be really like you know, I can understand like how touching it's supposed to be, but in this context, that's just kind of creepy. Was this after Odysseus? So he never killed. I want to point out, Odin never killed Poseidon's son. He maimed his son. He blinded the Cyclops in an attempt to escape, and then he was a dumbass and decided to tell the Cyclops who he was, which is why Poseidon knows who did this to his son. There was never a time in which he killed the Cyclops, at least in epic music. I don't even think he killed the Cyclops in the original Odyssey. It was always he maimed the son, right?
Yeah, no, just blinding the sun.
Blinding the sun. Yes, he
I mean,
blinded
I
the
think
sun.
there were sometimes where he, like after blinding the sun, I believe there was something about the sun dying from the loss, like the blood loss later, but I've never really had an actual thing on that.
Oh, an eye for an eye is about to come up. Just give it a second. Actually, no, we already passed that line because it was like gouge your son's eye. Did I miss that line?
No, you didn't. It did happen a few minutes ago, like a couple seconds ago.
Okay. Yeah.
It was when just before Odious was on the floor and all three of the
Clones.
Oh, when
I
the
kind of
third
got distracted
guy-
by the
third
animatic,
guy
I'll be real.
appeared. I was very much doing both.
Gotcha.
Had to be
All
very attentive.
If I'm looking at the timeline up here, we might have to jump to the other animation. It kind of looks like that this is also incomplete. I had a theory about, I had a feeling about that. We'll just end up jumping to where we are in the songs. That way it's fair. Because it looks, I'm not sure this will make it to the end. We'll see. I remember hearing people say that this was incomplete. Actually, this is my second time seeing this animatic. So it's been a bit.
From losses, so why not leave this here and just go home? I can't.
Oh.
Maybe you could learn to forgive. No.
Oh! Oh, that's such a good detail. Oh my god.
Christ.
Neil cooked. Neil absolutely cooked. That is. Oh. Okay.
It's good.
No, I'm not. Mercy upon ourselves. Die. Morning, Fiddles. Okay, yeah, so they didn't finish it with this one. That's fine. Neil did an amazing job. We will go back and we will finish this song because we are not quite there yet.
Fair.
Yeah, there was still a good bit to the song left. Yeah, I'm glad we went back.
To be fair, though, the animation was peak.
It was 100%. Fantastic. They did a brilliant job. I loved how they incorporated the previous song in this one. That was super well done. But yeah, we'll go from about here. We should be roughly in the right place.
Look at all we've lost and all we've learned. Oh, they see us
And that's how it ends.
I've got an
Okay.
So, we might have to do a little bit of audio adjustment. I just realized Neil's was a lot quieter than this one was there at the end, but that shouldn't be too much tinkering. But let's go ahead and give it up to as well. I already have them sub. This is one of the names we had a hard time with. I'm sorry we didn't watch the whole one, but Neil's was the one that we really wanted to make sure we caught. So they did a great job, and I'm sure that this animation was fantastic as well. But yeah, I did have one I was going into. Make sure you go check out this animator. We've yet to be able to say their name properly. Did I arrive at the end again? No, Fiddles, you arrived at the end of the first song, which was Get in the Water. We still have one other song that we're going to do with this recording. You're fine, buddy. The next song is 600 Strike. Now, first and foremost, what are your thoughts on Get in the Water?
I do really like it. Poseidon's character's kind of grown on me a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
He's a lot more, well, Ruthlessness was obviously just a god kind of just being an angry, petty bastard,
A little bit.
which is very much in the term of Greek gods. Can't really see, I'm surprised. This one was a lot more, father being petty.
I mean,
Godfather.
it
being
says it at the
petty.
very beginning of the song, if I recall right. Let me find that line. Right about. Oh, this is really good too. Shoot. Please go check out this video as well, guys. But
I've been
this line.
waiting for this moment, for the perfect time to strike. When you're home so close and you've reached your coast, that's when our paths collide. I've got a reputation. I've got a name to uphold, so I can't go letting you walk around the world forgetting I'm cold. Now get in the water.
That whole I have a reputation to uphold, that I'm cold, and also the fact that he has been waiting for Odie for the last decade outside of his shores, just waiting after all the stunts that happened. He decided, hey, my storm's gone. I will physically wait there for him. Not to mention,
to be fair,
I do want to take a moment.
Isn't
This design for Poseidon's sick. Like, I want to give it up to Neil. We haven't seen this person do an interpretation of this fight, so this is really cool.
You know what's funny about this design? It reminds me of the old Atlantis movie.
Yes, same. Legit same.
Okay.
The tattoo on the skin also does like
Yeah, that's it.
every like teenage guy's crush in existence. Certain somebody from that movie. I actually forgot her name. Holy shit. I may actually put up an image if you guys need to know who we're talking about, because some of you might be too young to know what we're talking about when we say the Atlantis movie. At which point, go watch it. It was really freaking good, and yeah, I feel old saying that out loud.
My God, they lost out on a lot of stuff. Sadly, that only got.
That was
2
back when
movies.
animations were good. That was that one, and
And
also
they had good
Treasure
ones.
Planet was goated as well.
Oh yeah.
All right. So going into 600 Strike, what do you think the tone for 600 Strike is going to be?
Maybe aggressive and towards vendetta mindset.
Okay. When I was seeing Danny Mata react to this, because I do look at other reactors to see like their interpretations of things. I always find that interesting. When Danny Mata looked at 600 Strike, his first thought was going to be like a torture scene where Odie's like in a ring of hell being tortured by Poseidon by all of his men, and it was 600 times he ends up getting stabbed. Was his interpretation of the song when he was like trying to predict what it was going to be.
Hmm. Yeah, that could be will happen.
But
I
don't
think it
have
will.
an animation. Oh, hey, this is by Duvet. Sweet.
Hey!
Duvet has done good work so far. I don't know who else has done animatics to this, but we'll let Duvet handle this. I feel like I trust them. They did us good the first time. We are going to lower the audio just a smidge because I did hear it seem like I said, I think Neil's audio was just a little bit low compared to everybody else so far. Because when we ended out on the other video, the music sounded a lot louder.
Let's go.
There's that electric guitar! He's using the windbag to do quick time parries. Are you shitting me?
Well,
Literally
Dark Souls
eat your
boss.
heart out. Yeah, no, even as a Dark Souls music, like just waiting for the Dark Souls like Poseidon health bar. God, if I was better at editing, I would actually set that up. Perfect parry. Exactly. Critical damage. Wait for the repost.
Just do like short of the fight where it's just
Also-
every parry gets perfect parry in like gold letters.
Dude, if I was better at editing. God, I need an editor. Okay, someday. Someday we'll get an editor. Hell, I'll even split the channel revenue. I wouldn't even care. I would love to have an editor that actually knows what they're doing. All right. I would like to point out immediately because I'm assuming the logic here is because he used his own weapon against him, he's immediately bleeding. I can't fathom like if you try to use an itty bitty sword on Poseidon, it would do jack shit.
So generally, it's got to be God Forged or whatever.
You would think, yeah.
And
Granted,
again,
it always seems like Poseidon's weapon's
Yeah.
just straight made of water in 90% of the interpretations.
well, yeah, it's like a magical. It's probably like summoned through water, if you know what I mean. Like
Yeah,
made
no, like
into a
if
physical
anything,
form
his
through it.
actual trident's like the catalyst for his attacks. You guys
Yeah.
didn't know, but Poseidon was an actual spellcaster all along.
I mean, it makes sense.
He summons horses. He
Yeah.
shoots water. He's basically an aquamancer. Got it. Why
You-
is
you
that? Wait,
never
hold
see,
up. Why is that not a
mermaids
class in a
with
Dark Souls game? Why can't we have
physical
an aquamancer? I just realized that would be such a cool concept.
A water-based character in a Dark Souls game.
Yeah, imagine like you have ice, which is all well and good, but imagine if you had like somebody that's controlled bursts of water, like high-powered piercing damage.
You get that. You could. It'd also probably be difficult to really like thinking of any game where you have water. If you were to do it in an excessive amount, like it's actually its own class, it would have a lot of gimmicks to it because you could get boiling water, so you could get like steam, so you could get like a camouflage thing. You could get iced water. Ice
No.
is just an extension
God
of
damn it,
water, so
Fiddles.
it's frozen.
No, I think Fiddles has the right idea. It's because nobody can swim in Dark Souls games.
True, but you don't see it in any game. Think about it. If you got anything that's gone
Outside
high,
of Genshin,
well, maybe.
Genshin has hydromancy, which is why I've like one of those things like I would love to see a Dark Souls actually do that. Give me a Dark Souls game that lets you use water as a weapon. What I don't know how you do it. I don't even begin to know how it would work. I think it would just be so cool to have an Aquamancer. High power spell, you just summon a tidal wave over an area.
It would be like a underwater Dark Souls game.
Back to that would be cool.
Yeah, maybe even make it so it's like Elden Ring, but like in a giant sphere of water.
It's a giant sphere of water that's levitating above Limgrave. It's in the same universe, but you have to teleport into it, and you actually have swimming mechanics. Have to parry underwater. Poseidon can manipulate the ocean because earthquakes giving to his Earthshaker title. Sea Storm talked to the horses because he made the first Pegasus.
Yeah.
Huh,
I
interesting.
don't know who was. That was the reason he had the horse.
That is very interesting. All right,
Cool.
let's see this man bleed.
I don't think you seem to get it. I can't afford to die, cause I will get back to my son. And I will get back to my wife!
That has got to be so bad for your teeth, dude. You were like in your 50s and you're pulling this shit. I'm just saying, there's not dental in this time frame, but if you had a dentist, they would be looking at you and just like shaking their head slowly.
No, that pissed. They're not both strong enough, definitely.
For every comrade, every one of my friends, almost all of whom were slaughtered by your hand, 600
So, Homeboy used his storm as a fuel source to kick his ass, destroy his water epitaph thing, disarm him, and then hit him with his own trident.
The water epitaph, I think, was dispelled. I'm assuming it might, because the way they usually indicate for gods, like Zeus has his like body puffed up by the clouds, but he's also part of that cloud. So probably a similar thing where Poseidon was part of the rest of the water body he was, but he was taking more damage than needed, so he just went small.
I just realized I think we'll see how it goes. I was doing an audio check on something because I think I just realized I may have had a whoopsie. I might actually have to lower your audio this time because I didn't realize my headphone wasn't screwed all the way up to the full volume. So we'll see how that goes in the editing process for the entire first half of this reaction. Whoops.
Oh no.
All right. I'll cut all that out in the editing. Don't worry. They won't know about the scuff. Okay. I was also a Percy Jackson kid when I was growing up. That was a book series. We had an English teacher that read the first book to us. And then I went and read the entire rest of the series after that. It's just been a long time. All right. You ready to continue this? Because this is about to get a little bit brutal.
Let's go!
You idiot. Can't you see? You sealed your fate just to beat me. You released my storm when you opened that bag. Blocked your one-way home. Now you'll never get back.
I love the instrumental whenever it gets dark and serious. Holy shit. Dun, 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 dun. By the way, Eagles, I didn't think you could give birth. Dun dun dun. Really?
Well,
Just
It'll
set
look
myself
on
fire?
fire, so.
Well, no, somebody's setting shit on fire, and then Giggles' quote was "Stop giving birth, you bitch." Which, I don't actually know what game that's from. It's an earlier quote. Well, no, it's not that early actually. 226. Huh. Tao's quote. The funny thing is, I've been in this building before. Just looting. Quote, your quote, son of a bitch, flaming fireball doucheberry. Yep, that tracks.
Yeah, it sounds like me.
Alright. I'm gonna try not to interrupt this too much for this next sequence, because I feel like you guys deserve to have this full. Ooh, right off the bat, I didn't see that. The red eyes.
I didn't do
Ooh.
that until just now. That's good.
You're going to call off that storm.
Oh, you screwed
Or
up.
what? You can't kill me.
I know.
Exactly.
Oh, my bad. Exactly. Wait.
Wait. Wait.
Yes, it's finally happening, everybody.
How does it feel to be helpless? How does it feel to know pain? I watched my friends die in horror, crying as they were all slain. I heard their final moments, calling their captain in vain. Look what you turned me into. Look what we've become. Enough. All of the pain that I've been through. Haven't I suffered enough? You didn't stop when I begged you. Told me to close my heart. You said the world was dark. Didn't you say that ruthlessness is mercy upon our... All right.
I felt like you deserved to have that in full quoted. I felt like you'd earned that after watching this entire musical to watch Odie just lose it for a moment. Suddenly being immortal isn't such a... No. Oftentimes being immortal really f***ing sucks. It really does. Oh. Ruthlessness is mercy upon... Enough! Please stop! Actually, you know what? We're going to end this video with a TikTok because there's something you have to see that was a meme that's tied to this song. But, Odysseus came back in a big way.
I think call him a monster. I love it.
Yeah, full on.
But
I'm going to give you a moment here to let you know that this the end of this chapter and what happens in Ithaca, Odie has some of the best, coldest lines possible. And this might be one of my favorites.
Please. After everything you've done, how will you sleep at night? Next to my wife.
Respect. After everything you've done, how will you sleep at night? Next to my wife. And the look on his face like, yeah, you know what, dude? Yeah, bet. Okay, calling off the store. I'm going home. Bye. Sorry.
Yeah, I feel like that's more like... Because I don't think he doesn't have a... I'm pretty sure he's not married.
Huh. I would actually have to look that up. Off the top of my head, I don't know. I know Poseidon has a really bad habit of cheating on his partners and having many, many sexual partners. I don't know if he actually has a canonical permanent partner.
I only remember, does Poseidon have a wife? Fourth one. Yes, Poseidon has a wife. Did have a wife. According to Greek mythology, her name was... I'm sorry. She was a Nereid. Sea nymph.
Gotcha. Poseidon has a wife. His wife is one of Oceanus' daughter. Okay. You just got your ass kicked by a normal ass human. And we're stopping it there because that is what we said we were going to do. However, I need to find a TikTok now while you talk about your thoughts and feelings on that particular track.
That was a really... that might... I might be re-listening to that a few times. It's definitely in my top 5, I think.
Gotcha.
Just... The animatic really does, like...
add a lot. Because imagine if you were just listening to this without the audio or without the visual. I'm actually curious where you would stand on it still. If you would if we have gone through all of just listening to them without doing the animatics, I wonder if some of these songs would hit nearly as hard.
Good question. I might have to do that in the background one day and just see if it changes my opinion. But yeah, no. Definitely love the end. I always love seeing Greek god getting their ass kicked.
Look what
right here. This is the meme I was looking for. Found it right off the bat. This is great.
Look what you turned me into. Look what we've become. Enough.
While being tortured, he always has to hit his note. When I first found this, I was cackling.
Jesus Christ.
Epic the Musical Community is so good. He's being tortured, and that was done by Togokos. Okay, cool. While we're here, though, because you have seen God Game now, let me see if I can find this in my favorites. If you made it to the end, thank you so much for watching. Please click one of these 2 videos, and if you'd be so kind, like and subscribe. Take care.